Rigged. It was rigged. Yeah. We knew this because they do it all the time. Voting for Trump was not on my agenda. CNN platform's Democrat donor, Swarthmore professor, as undecided voter during Kamala Harris town hall. And you know what? She still flubbed the whole thing. She bombed. Everyone's ragging on her. CNN ragged on her. Washington Post ragged on her. So you know what? I'll take it. Try whatever it is you'd like. It's not working. Right now, Donald Trump is tied nationally. Let me show you a little bit, my friends. From Real Clear polling yesterday, we showed this. Harris was up 0.2. But as of right now, nationally, it's a tie. What does that mean? It means Trump's winning. The margin of error that we've seen historically in the past two presidential elections is 3 to 5 points. That is, when the polls come out, Donald Trump could be down 3 and it's a dead heat. Right now, the tie indicates that Trump is leading nationally by 3 to 5 points. Of course, my friends, we don't know. Pollsters change their methodology. They try to improve to get closer to the actual numbers. We have no idea what will happen. The betting odds say Trump wins. The polls say Trump wins. The battleground states say Trump is winning by nearly 1 point, 0.9. So try what they might, try what they like. It's not working out, is it? Democrats give Harris rocky reviews on CNN Town Hall. This Friday, my friends, we are 11 days out. The Joe Rogan interview is going to drop, and Donald Trump, who knows? Could you imagine this crazy scenario where Trump goes on Rogan, bombs, and then, I don't see Kamala Harris recovering after this. They tried rigging the town hall to benefit her, and they still could not get the job done. Take a look at this from the Post-Millennial. CNN platformed a left-wing political science professor who has donated consistently to Democrats and has written articles suggesting the overthrow of the Constitution as an undecided voter during a town hall with Kamala Harris. After the event, she told reporters, voting for Trump was not on my agenda. Indeed. During CNN's, to be fair, she could be undecided because she's going to vote for Jill Stein. How about that? During CNN's Pennsylvania town hall, the broadcast outlet gave the mic to people who claimed to be undecided voters and allowed them to ask pre-screened questions. One of those who CNN said was an undecided voter was Carol Nakanoff, a left-wing political science professor from Swarthmore College. CNN's anchor, Anderson Cooper, host of the event, introduced her as a registered Democrat who says she's leaning towards voting for Harris. I think it's fair to say, my friends, maybe she's undecided because she hates Kamala so much she wants to vote for Jill Stein. I actually think that it's kind of fair because let's entertain this. Now, many of you may say, no, she's clearly a Democrat, clearly voting Democrat. I reject this. She's not going to vote for Jill Stein. Okay, fine. But if a Democrat donor and leftist professor says she's undecided, that means Kamala is doing so poorly that she can't even convince Democrat donors to vote for her. Choose what you want to believe.
If you could accomplish only one major policy goal that required congressional action, what would it be and why?
She's not going to answer. She's going to patter.
Well, there's not just one. I have to be honest with you, Carol.
Here we go.
There's a lot of work that needs to happen, but let's. I think that maybe part of this point that how I think about it is we've got to get past this era of politics and partisan politics.
Oh, this is why she's undecided. Okay, she's a Democrat. She donates to Democrats, and she's like, tell me one thing you're going to do. And she's like, well, I want to talk to you about these things. And there's more than one, but there are a lot of things and things that I want to do. And we got to get past this point in politics where there are lots of things. And word salad city. Kamala Harris went up there and she thought to herself, how can I say nothing? I'm fairly impressed that she was able to maintain saying nothing. Lady, at least talk about cooking or something. You know, if you're gonna just straight up not answer questions, then I'll take anything you can give, right? So if I was deciding not to answer questions and someone said, Tim, if you were president, what's one legislative proposal you would have? I'd say, the other day I ordered a pineapple pizza. I did. It was they call it deep dish, but it's not really deep dish. It's a thick crust. It's a good place though. Shout out to Pizza Oven, right? It's delicious. And I got extra cheese, tomato, and pineapple. And I was asking friends and they said, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. And I said, I can give you one reason why pineapple belongs on pizza. And you know what that is? It's an extremely popular ingredient that people want. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Like you can put anything you want on pizza. Belong on pizza. It's a common popular ingredient. You say anchovies don't belong on pizza. And ladies and gentlemen, there's how I avoided answering a question, but at least it was somewhat entertaining. Although many of you are like, Tim, you're wrong. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. I would say you are wrong. Debate me. Cooper then said that Nakanoff was yet to make her final decision. The The professor then asked Harris, if you could accomplish only one major goal, what would it be? They actually, Postmantle actually wrote this out. Well, there's not just one. I have to be honest with you, Carol. There's a lot of work that needs to happen, but let's. I think that maybe part of this point how I think about it is we've got to get past this era of politics and partisan politics, slowing down what we need to do in terms of progress in our country. Oh, I love it. Yo, it's a lot of words that don't mean anything. Like, seriously, can we parse meaning from this? She was asked what is one major legislative policy goal, and she said, there's not just one. Okay, wait, we've got information. Kamala is saying, I have multiple policy goals in mind. I have to be honest with you. Carol, stop. Those are called wasted words. In sales, we say, do not say things that convey nothing. Wasted words are, I have to be honest with you, Carol. Well, we assumed you were going to be. You didn't need to say that. There's a lot of work that needs to happen. Yes, another sentence of wasted words. You didn't need to say that. But I think that maybe part of the point how I think about it is, also, you didn't need to say that. We've got to get past this era of politics and partisan politics, slowing down what we need to do in terms of progress in this country. What does that mean? Now, that is a long sentence that conveys no idea. Congratulations. The only thing she needed to say only one thing. If you could accomplish one major policy goal that required congressional action, what would it be? She could have just said, I've got too many to think of. Next question. Because that's all she said. There's more than one. Next question. The rest of it is patter. Although Nakanoff was presented as an undecided voter, she has a history of boosting left-wing causes in her writings as well as with her wallet. After the town hall, she told the Chronicle of Higher Education that she was either voting for Harris or a third-party candidate or sitting out altogether over her concerns regarding the war between Israel and its terrorist neighbors, Hamas and Hezbollah. I am angry with Democrats over Biden's willingness to send all sorts of weapons to Netanyahu and his generals, which they are then using to kill an enormous number of civilians. I was hoping that Harris might put some daylight between her position and Biden's on the issue, she told the outlet, adding, but voting for Trump was not on my agenda. Addressing the notion that she was undecided between Trump and Harris, she said there are people who have jumped to that conclusion. What? Yeah, no. Undecided means she's thinking of Jill Stein, I guess. The professor has made over $2,500 in political donations since 2009, and only $25, one donation, went to the Republican platform WinRed, as reported by The Blaze. All others went to Democrats, and one that went through the Democratic fundraising platform Act Blue was allotted to Gen Democracy, a political organization which has on its strategy page Defeat Trump and the MAGA GOP 2024. The college professor's curriculum vitae shows she believes in an overhaul of the Constitution, including what makes an American constitutional revolution, and are we having one? In 2021, as well as one from 2009 called A Constitution for Our Generation, where she wrote in the article's conclusion, what the framers created does function like an iron cage with almost kryptonite-like bars. Is the Constitution indeed paralyzing democracy? Indeed, it is not. The Constitution is based AF. The problem is what constitutes a people is changing, and it's because the generations of this country have not upheld those values that are written within the Constitution. There's a really great video I watched a while ago describing what a constitution is. Typically, constitutions are not written because a constitution is what constitutes a population. It is presumed that as the population's worldview changes, the values of the people, what constitutes them, will change along with it. And that is largely true in the United States. That is, we don't enforce many laws, even though they're laws. Laws saying you can't put your pie on a windowsill on a Tuesday. Like, those laws still exist, but nobody's going to enforce it. It does lead to problems like we saw, for instance, with Ahmaud Arbery. In this instance, the law on self-defense and citizens arrest principally, were archaic and ill-defined for the modern era and up to interpretation based on modern definitions. This resulted in a crackpot trial that made no sense. I think we understand the intention of the law as it's written. Maybe it needs to be updated to reflect what the law was intending to do. Or you just get an honest judge who says, no, the law is supposed to say these things. Now, I'm not going to rehash the whole Ahmaud Arbery thing. But it was a question pertaining to felonies and misdemeanors and whether you have a right to act. They argued the McMichaels did not have the right to act, and therefore the citizen's arrest attempt was illegal. That being said, the Constitution of this United States, the actual body politic, has changed. If the people who believed in this country maintained its values and instilled those values in their children, we would not be having this problem. But there's a reason for a written constitution, and I believe it is a good one, to show you what this country is supposed to maintain based on the founders' visions. And if you want to change it, you amend it. That way, we don't get abrupt, insane changes and, tyranny. But where we are right now, if you need written constitutional amendments or a Bill of Rights to enforce things, you're already in trouble. The fact that we have to go to a piece of paper and tell people you have to abide by these rules is bad enough. It means they don't agree with it and they don't want to abide by it. And only by force are they actually going to do it. That being said, I like the Constitution. But where are we now? Well, Democrats are roasting Kamala Harris. Her CNN town hall was apocalyptically bad. And Donald Trump has taken the lead in battleground states and is currently tied with Harris nationally. It's looking like things are going to go pretty well in this country. We don't know for sure. I beg of you all, please go out and vote. That way we won't have to worry about it. I'll wrap it up there. Next segment will be tonight, youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.